Well, I don't think I'm streaming anymore, but I'm recording, so.
There you go. Got both going on.
Ziggy,
So that's cool. Yes.
what are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts? So I had already seen it played before, so I was going into it with. Well, I've seen part of it played before. I was going into it with a skewed reference, but um, what I can say is that a lot of it is really really cool and interesting. Um, I think that you kind of just it makes you want to explore it. There's so much like cool weird stuff going on that it seems so well themed, which is weird because it seems like there's like, how is this themed? It's all like abstract and weird all over every place, but it does seem like each area is kind of themed, and the whole overall thing with all the street art and then the sound direction, like it all fit together really really well,
Yeah.
and it made me want to see more of it all the time. So like exploring looked like it made me want to explore it, and I hadn't played it, so there's a part of me that wants to go download it and just look around and spend time in the little world that it has.
Yeah.
There is a narrative going on. I didn't really. I don't know. It wasn't that I wasn't interested by the narrative. It was just that I think I was more interested by the world than I was by the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
um, so for me, it was more about like, oh, the characters are cool in the setting of the world. I don't really care about myself as a character, more as a observer, like a third person observer, than anything else. I don't know. It was pretty. What did you think?
Yeah, I think a lot of that, what you just said, makes sense. I think I was drawn by the narrative in terms of continuing and, getting to the end. And part of that, I think, might just be the concept that we're streaming. I think if I were just playing it on my own time, I might actually sit and listen to all of the dialogue that's there just because I can and because why not?
Right.
And I love that that's there. You know what I mean? I love that they give you not only the option to just go and explore everything, and to some degree they not force you, but they direct you to, I think, just about every zone, in an attempt to get you to actually like explore and kind of interact with things to some degree, regardless of whether or not you quote unquote have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was intriguing enough. I definitely had. I love the. I don't really know how to talk about it because it's just so interesting. It's just so like unique, Like it's not. The art is so cool and I don't really have good like adjectives to use exactly, but right from the get-go with this title card that we're looking at right here, it's like, oh god, the sky is gorgeous, I'm in some city, and then there's this train. And I think travel brings about all sorts of really interesting emotions that I love. Like I love the concept of travel as it stands, and like if you hear a song and you're thinking like, wow, this would be such a great song to listen to when you're driving or when you're on the road or something like that.
Right.
I think that simply by virtue of the fact that your motivation has to do with travel, has to do with, I guess to some degree, like escape, or we don't even know what exactly it is because we're not super familiar with our character.
Mm-hmm.
I think the concept of hopping on a train is so like romantic to me that just that alone felt drive enough to want to complete it for me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Though I totally understand what you're saying. That all in all, it was fun to just kind of wander and explore and see what was there and talk to people and just like soak in the energy of the area, which is very much something I would say about a place in real life. And I don't think it's very often that I feel that to the same degree that I did playing off peak here. You know, where like, you know, if you go to a carnival or you go to a festival or something, you're like, wow, it was so interesting and fun and cool. And, you know, you couldn't really explain to someone what was so cool about it. You just like, you had fun and you enjoyed the environment and the sights and whatever else, regardless of what you did action wise. I don't know if very much of what I just said was trackable, but
No, it made sense. Or at least to me, it made sense. I don't know about the people watching, but who knows? Yeah, I liked it a lot. I thought it was super pretty, super interesting. I think that it was more supposed to be a emotion spurring thing than anything else. Not like it's a emotion spurring as it's like, oh, this game makes me super sad, but it should make you feel things more than it should be like a thought of as, oh, I didn't understand the gameplay mechanics or anything. Obviously, it's just kind of like an experience. And I think that they gave you that experience very, very well. Like it was well doctrined. It was well
articulated.
Yeah, it was well articulated, well given to us, presented, well presented. There
you go. Executed.
Well executed. There you go.
English.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it as well. And I'm not sure under what pretext the game was created. You know what I mean? If it was for something or not. I think often with Game Jolt, it seems like the games are, you know, they're
right.
geared towards something, whether or not they're part of like a game jam or what. Or if this was just on its own, or if it was, I think it was just one person, right? It just said Cosmo D was the developer.
Yeah, I didn't check out the download link because I didn't end up downloading it.
Okay. I mean, you never really know when it gives you a name for a developer, whether it's one person or not. But honestly, I could see it being made by one person.
Right.
And if that were true,
it's pretty impressive.
but yeah, I was gonna say there's a surprising amount of, maybe not surprising, but a really satisfying amount of attention to detail.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it comes from like attention to detail combined with a lack of like, I'm not sure if there's a word for it, but it's just like, it's not overproduced, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, so like not like a lot of the textures are not perfect, are not excellent, and most of the like the I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say, but okay, so like look at this. I don't know if you're looking at it right now, but just in this title screen,
I'm trying to see if I can see it.
okay. For
I had to
instance, like the buildings off in the background kind of look like they could just be like presents, like they're just gift wrapped. You know what I mean? Like they're not like gorgeous, perfect all the way around. But that's fine, you know. And like the kind of detail that was given to the game, all in all. Let's see, what I'm trying to find a good way to describe it. It's like the fact that something is there is cool enough, regardless of the way it looks, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not that it doesn't look good, but like going up the ramp and then having that like grate that I thought at first was just like an invisible tile.
Right, but it was just
There's no reason that that's there. I mean, no like functional reason for that to be there, but he chose for it to be there, or she, and I noticed it, and you know that's extra work to put in like a great texture instead of whatever you were normally using, but they still chose for it to be there, and I really liked it regardless of whether it necessarily like
had to be there.
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
It's not very it I don't think it takes itself too seriously, and it doesn't seem very like I don't want to use the word pretentious because that's not really what I'm trying to say, but it doesn't seem too ambitious, I guess. it doesn't seem like they were trying to come up with something past where they got. Which I know I had just said that about the last game as well. But I think that's one of the most positive criticisms you could have about a game, you know, is that like it seems like the developer got what they were going for.
Right. I agree. I mean, I've basically said all I can on the game. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know about you though.
Yeah, I think so. Despite her, inclusive of the fact that just the style. I don't even have a word to classify the style, but I like it.
Yeah, I like it a lot too.
Sweet. So do you want to transition over to the final game?
Yeah. So for the last piece of the our indie little look at our thoughts and impressions, we're gonna be doing this game that I have up over here, and I don't know if it's up yet. I need somebody to confirm in chat, or Silas, just go look at it, make sure that it's up and running.
Show.
Yeah. So it'll be 1 second.
Alrighty, and I'm gonna disappear off of stream, but thank you all so much, as always. And I'm sorry that my internet is being a poopy head. But it'll be okay because the next one is through Ziggy's. So thank you.
Yeah.
But I will direct you all over there, and I'll host over there too. So feel free to hang out here or go to his, whatever works.
Yeah, either's good. Okay, turn on the sound.